a key maxim is equity will not support a volunteer. Well, then it would support the involuntary part of something that didn't volunteer. Well, the child could never have consented to be part of this, and their privacy or their private name is involuntary in this document. So equity will support this one, but the problem is when you're volunteering your private name into the public by filling out forms, and if anybody thinks that they're going to basically be able to fill out a form and put private God-given property into the public realm, they're not going to get solution on this. This is a scam at that point. It won't work because equity won't support it. So there is no possible way. And all the scriptures we talked about, Romans 13, 1-7, all these scriptures come into full comprehension because they all fit together when you see what the scripture is telling you and what Paul's position was and why he was sent there, mainly to the nations. He was an apostle to the nations because the majority of the new believers that were going to come in were going to come from the nations. There was only a small, select, sealed amount that was going to come out of the original nation of Israel, which amounted to 144,000. So if anybody tells you they're part of the 144,000 and they don't know what tribe they're from, they're lying to you. The majority of the nations where God's people are right now that are going to come out, they're coming out of all these nations, tribes, and tongues of the world of Satan, and they're going to come out and leave that legal world. So when someone's telling you you're going to put something back into that legal world, or you're going to fill in another form, or you're going to do another document in there, that's absolutely, absolutely ridiculous to even the maxims in the law of equity. So equity will not basically have any problem with statute law being used, because this statute law creates basically an act of state fraud on this document. It can't be used as a cloak of fraud over the injured party here. So the injured party was the private side, not the public. So you can't be private and public in the same name. That's just totally ridiculous. But when they merge the two together, that's when the confusion starts. And because of that, your higher estate with God goes into the lower estate. And legal will always take precedent over the private when private enters into the public.